Welcome back to the Mortgage Marketing Update. I'm Brian DeMarie. I'm a loan originator with Union Home Mortgage and the DeMarie lending team. Today I have my lovely wife Lily joining us, going to tell us all about SBA loans.
Hello everybody, how are you? So a small business administration loan is a loan that has been given to small businesses that are going through difficult times through COVID-19. And so can we use this money for a down payment? Can a client use this money for a down payment? So the answer is no, they would not be able to use this money for a down payment. What we're looking for when we pull the credit, most likely we're not going to see a trade line, because this type of loans, they usually start like a year from like 12 months after the note date. So for example, if the note date was May 2020, you won't see the trade line until May of 2021, because that's when the borrower has to start making payments. I'm going to be looking as a loan officer is for the inquiry. Okay, so if the inquiry is there, then the underwriter is going to be requesting all the documentations for the note. Okay, so once they review the documents for the note, they're going to see that there is a monthly payment, and even though that monthly payment, they don't have to start making that payment a year from now, we still have to use that monthly payment as against the borrower as a monthly liability. So it's really important that us as loan officers look for these inquiries, okay? And the reason why is because you don't want your loan to go into underwriter not knowing that that client is using those funds for a down payment, and then they have a future liability that might, affect their debt to income ratio. So once the file goes into underwriter, if the loan officer is not looking for those things, the file can be declined later on in the process. Okay, so for you as a realtor, it's very important if you hear or if you're talking to your client and they say, hey, I got this money for COVID and I'm going to be using it for a down payment. Just, that might be a red flag. Maybe you want to ask a couple of questions, or just let us know. We'll ask the questions to your clients to avoid future problems, okay? So most important thing is us here at Union Home Mortgage, we look for those things. We're trained to look for those things so that you can get a solid pre-approval and you're not going to have any problems later on.
Lily's going to take a break for a moment, but in the meantime, we're going to talk about CoreLogic's loan performance insights. We're going to talk about late payments for a minute. 30-day plus are flat, 60-day plus are slightly down, 90-day plus are slightly up. And it may look alarming to you that 4.3% of mortgages are 90 plus days late for their payments. A bank might begin foreclosure process depending on their point of view on this. However, the amount of houses that actually end up in foreclosure is really low. You got about 0.3% of homes that actually end up in foreclosure at this time. So mortgage companies have learned their lesson from writing junky loans 10 years ago. So we've been writing much better loans the last while. So what this does is this prevents the whole market from collapsing down on top of us all and gives us a marketplace to work in. This is really important. You have to think of it on a grander scale, because even though it may be a little bit more difficult here and there for buyers to get loans, and maybe your personal buyer that is not going to be able to get approved, but the benefit of all of this is that all of us have a place in a marketplace to work in. So it's important that we continue thinking about it in these terms. Just because we see people making late payments, that doesn't mean that they're going to actually end up in a foreclosure. Because remember, most people are probably going to get their act together. There's just way too much equity in this marketplace for them to just squander it away just because they can't make a couple of payments. Thank you so much for joining us today. What a wonderful segment. I'm sure everybody learned so much about SBA loans. You're going to have to join us again one day.
Yes, I will. And if you have any other questions about this type of loans, just let me know. Give me a call. Or if you want to learn a little bit more about any other topics in Spanish, I'll be more than happy to help you. We can put together a little group, and maybe I can give you some classes via Zoom. So just let me know.
Right, do Zoom, you can get in person, multiple ways for us to get together for you to learn more about the mortgage world.
Yeah.
So if you go to our YouTube page, I have just updated more videos with our Facebook ads programs, a couple of other ones, one that Lily did, how to read the CD. We're going to be doing our Facebook ads class again on Monday at 12 o'clock. Going to be talking about listings now. At the end of that, we should be able to run a full ad. Tuesday at 12 o'clock on Zoom. Also going to be doing our applications to close class. And check us out on Instagram, and see you tomorrow.